Answer on this one should be 38. Answer on this one should be 55. Answer on this one should be 1. Two. You have to get a 2 from here. 2 squared is what? 4 times 4. 16 plus 1. 17. What is this?
That's 24, that's 12, that's 22. Oh, what?
22.
Wait, hold on. That's 24, and then 24 divided by 2 is 12.
Yeah.
Plus 10.
Is 17 plus 12 is what? 39? 29 plus 10, 39. And then on the bottom, what's this? 1 plus 9 is 10. Minus
18. That's 18 plus 1 is
9 plus 1 is 10, minus 18 is negative 8, plus 1 is negative 9. And then divide 39 by negative 9 to come up with negative 4 point what? Can you divide it in the calculator?
Negative 4.3.
Negative 4.3. The numbers today are 3 and 1. Homework check, we already did that. Bring up the answers to 1 through 3. 2, negative 6, 1, 4, and negative 8, 2. Negative 8, negative 2, negative 4, 7, and negative 6, 12. Negative 10, 3, 2, 2, and negative 2, 13. 4, negative 11, negative 6, 9, and negative 11, 7. Negative 7, negative 6, negative 9, negative 2, and negative 4, 14. Solve this by using the quadratic equation, which is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. This is a. That's a 1 there, even though it's not written. This is b. That's a negative 5. And that's c. It's a positive 4. If you put a negative 5 in here for b, you should have a negative 5. Plus or minus the square root of negative 5 squared minus 4 times 1 times 4 over 2 times 1. This becomes positive 5 plus or minus the square root of 25 minus 16, which comes down to be the square root of 9. And we'll go over here. 5 plus or minus the square root of 9, which is 3, and then over 2. So now you have two problems to do. 5 plus 3 over 2 and 5 minus 3 over 2. That's 8 over 2 and 2 over 2, which is 4 and 1. The objective today is to solve a quadratic equation with the quadratic formula, and the learning target is to find a solution to a quadratic equation that contains integers or fractions. Fractions we'll try to get to today. If not, then maybe tomorrow. Alright, example number 1. What is A? A is 1, and it's from right here. What is B? Negative 14, and what is C? 40. So it should be a negative B plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all of that over 2a. Now if I put a negative 14 in for b, I have a negative 14 on the left, and then putting it inside the square root sign makes it squared, and then minus 4 times 1 times 40. All of that over 2 times 1. Double negative goes to plus, so that's positive 14, plus or minus. Negative 14 squared is 196. You have just the minus sign and no other negatives after that, so it is a minus sign that stays. Then you have 4 times 40, which is 160, and then over 2. Alright, from there it's going to be 14 plus or minus the square root of 36 over 2, and the square root of 36 is 6. And you have two problems to do now. 14 plus 6 over 2 and 14 minus 6 over 2. That's 20 over 2 and 12. Not 12, actually that's 8. 8 over 2. So your answers should be 10 and 4. Any questions on that one? Well, on the practice problem, you should have the following. And I'll go straight to the plug-in. You should have a negative 6 plus or minus the square root of 6 squared minus 4 times 1 times 0. All of that over 2 times 1. Negative 6 plus or minus the square root of 36 minus 0, which is going to end up being simply 36. And the square root of 36 is 6. Now you have two problems to do. One is negative 6 plus 6 over 2, and the other one is negative 6 minus 6 over 2. This is a 0, so 0 over 2 is 0, and then on this one that's a negative 12 there. Divided by 2 is negative 6. 0 and negative 6. The bonus solution should have been negative 9 and 8. Negative 8 plus or minus the square root of 8 squared minus 4 times 1 times a negative 48. All of that over 2 times 1. So now square 8 to get 64. You have 2 negative signs, makes it plus. That would be 192. And then over 2. Now underneath the square root sign, 64 plus 192 is going to be 256. And then we're going to have to find the square root of 256, which is 16. Now you have two problems to do. One is negative 8 plus 16 over 2, and the other one is negative 8 minus 16 over 2. This is 8 over 2, and this one is negative 24 over 2. Answer there is 4, or the answer is negative 12. Answer on this one should be 12 or 0. Answer on this one should be 75. Answer should be 9. The answer on this one should be 34. Answer on this should be 0. Watch this. Cancels to 0. You're up 1, now you're back to 0. You're down 1 now. This goes to plus, you're back to 0.